All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, family. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. And so we know that we just went through Satan's, listen to me now, we just went through Satan's New Year. We just went through Satan's New Year. Now, why do I call it Satan's New Year? All right? And that term probably be new to some of you. But it's not New Year's. It's not, the God never said that was New Year's. Nature doesn't tell us that that's New Year's. So where did it come from? How did the world submit to a lie? How did the world and those who have knowledge that knew what the truth was, how and why did they submit themselves to a lie and are willing to teach their babies the lie? Let me remind you, in the scriptures it talks about, and the sons of God came to present themselves before God, and Satan came also with them. Now, this again is the Son of God. But coming with the sons of God is Satan. Now, Satan knew where they were going. He knew they were going to God. The sons of God were so comfortable with Satan that they didn't even know that they was walking, that they was traveling with the arch deceiver, with their arch enemy. They was oblivious to it. But these are the sons of God. So they walking with Satan. So they get to God, and God says, "Whence comest thou, Satan? Where you come from? What you doing?" He said, "I come back and forth, up and down, to and fro, seeking whom I may devour." Why is Satan seeking whom he can devour? Why would Satan be looking to do that? Because you got to realize and understand how important you are, because Satan looks to you because he knows you are God's choice. So since he knows you are the God's choice, you are his chosen, you are his people, then there's that automatic that's in him that says, I got to kill the messengers of God. I got to kill his people. Because in order for my world to continue running, I got to kill them. In order for my world to continue going, I got to deceive them. I got to trick them. I got to make them follow me in my way. I have to establish an order. And that order has to be so strong that they will reject right to follow my wrong. This is what they have to do. Now, understanding Satan and his world is not set up to teach you right It ain't set up to teach you truth. It's set up to trick you, especially when it comes to the time and what must be done. So you are under the Gregorian calendar by the Pope. Now, this ain't the first calendar, but this is the current calendar that you're using. And in the current calendar that you're using, New Year's is in the dead of winter. Now, mind you, when these crackers, when the America's so-called forefathers, the four criminals, that's what they are, they're really criminals. When they came and they did their Declaration of Independence, what did they say? The due respect, the freedom that nature's God has given to all. See, what they were talking about, not the God that you serve that ain't real, not the God that's make-believe, but the God that created the planet, that created nature. This God. Because they understood where real power and authority come from. So they said, to nature's God. Because nature's God does not change. Ain't no change in nature's God. So they knew and they understood that in order to give proper authority, proper way, they come out the door with, hey, this is what nature's God says that all people are entitled to, but we're going to use it to our ability, and to hell with the niggas. The niggas are not going to get the freedom that the nature's God says that you are entitled to. So the God of nature, when is the new year for nature? It's not in the dead of winter. It's in the springtime, when new life comes. It's in the springtime, not in the dead of winter. But Satan would have you to believe that the new year is in the dead of winter, when New Year is not in the dead of winter. New Year is in the spring of new life, when you see the trees getting leaves back again. Now, you are so off. You're at least, and this is conservative estimates, you're at least 8 years behind. At least 8 years behind time. Because you've been following Satan and celebrating what Satan say, and not even realizing that you're in Satan's path. Satan has done eaten you up and made you his. And you out there, Happy New Year, freezing your tail off. Happy New Year. It ain't even New Year. It's still the same old year. Because the calendar that the God gave us is the lunar calendar that goes with the sun, the moon. But you reject truth to follow a lie. And now you teach your children. See, this is how thoroughly Satan has debunked you. Listen, I said, this is how Satan has debunked you. Because now you've done been taught the lie that this is New Year's. And you go and you teach your children, this is New Year's. And they teach their children, this is New Year's. And it gets backed up by the school system. And the whole time you teaching them a damnable lie. You teaching them a damnable lie. Now, see, this is the thing about knowledge. Because once you know, you got a responsibility. You got a responsibility. And most people shrink from the responsibility of what they know. Because if you know truth and you know your people are living a lie, it is your duty to deliver them with the truth. But what do some of us do? No, I don't want to do that. Man, shoot. No, man. And some of you, so comfortable in living your lives, that you begin to hate the bearer of truth that's coming to deliver you from the enslavement of the lies that you got in your brain. But you don't want to hear that. You don't want to be told the truth because you're comfortable in your lie. Like Christmas. Oh, December 25th, Jesus' birthday. No, it ain't. It's not his birthday. It never says it. No, December 25th is his birthday. But why do you go out and get the tree, deck it with silver and gold, pin it up so it move not? Why do you do it? Because I found my father's doing it. This is what my mother's doing. This is what we do on Christmas. And what if your fathers, your mothers were fools? You still follow them? You still be with them? Is that what you do? When knowledge comes to you, you got a responsibility by knowledge. You have a responsibility by truth. You have a responsibility to the ignorant. Now, some of our ignorant, you can tell them all day long. They go to church, they go to mosque, you tell them all day long, hey, look here. That ain't New Year. Look here. December 25th, you ain't supposed to be doing no tree. You ain't supposed to be, it's in the Bible. You ain't supposed to do it. But they do it anyway. Why you don't want to come out of death into life? Are we so comfortable with our dance with Satan? And we're so loving with a satanic mind that keeps you ignorant, that cuts off your relationship to the God? Because you dancing with Satan, you holding hands with Satan, you ain't holding hands with God. That's why Jesus says, depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I know you not. Depart from me. Because I don't know you. And you don't know me. But when you get that message and you don't want to get away from me. You know how somebody you love, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and you see them, they see you, and you want to be lovey-dovey, and they say what? Get away from me. I don't know you. No.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
No problem. She thought I was an Uber, evidently. Back to what I'm teaching. So, these workers of iniquity, they love being around those people that are iniquitous. They don't want to do the right thing to do. They would rather do the wrong thing. They would rather do wrong than do right. And that's a problem. And it's a problem that has to be dealt with. And you please forgive me, because I'm trying to send a message without having to go through my phone. So give me 1 second, family. I don't know why. Okay. Not that. Let's try it. Not that way. Okay. Ain't that way. This way. Okay. I had to remember which way do I. All right. Thank you, family, for being patient with your brother. Now I can get back into what I'm saying here. So people would rather continue their comfortable lives, because when you're living a lie, you're not living your best life. You're not being true to yourself, because you've chosen the lie. Then you eat it. You eat the lie. Then you become the lie. You become it because you've eaten it. It has become a part of you, and now you teach it to others. So you're spreading the lie. That's why Satan said, I come to and fro, up and down, seeking whom I may devour. You said you wanted them to be the body of Christ. I got them. They're part of my body now. You wanted them to be on the right beam. No, I got them. They are part of my deed. So we got to be conscious of what it is that we're doing, where it is that we're going, and who we say we're following. Because you say, oh, I'm a follower of God. I love the God. No, you a follower of Satan, and you love Satan, and you're comfortable living a lie. You're comfortable with that. Some of you say, well, hell, this is all that we know. You in a time of information, all you got to do is go look for it. I said, you are 8 years behind. 8 years. That's conservative estimates. But you don't want to deal with that. You don't want to know, well, what is the truth? that I need to live so that I can begin the process of living, because you're so comfortable. You the most oppressed people on the planet, but you're comfortable in your oppression. You're comfortable. You're happy in your lawless behavior. But all of that has to come to an end. And you don't know the day, you don't know the hour, but it's here now. Death is at your door now. Nobody playing with you. God ain't playing with you. You the only one playing. Popping your fingers. Having a good time. So you call it. You so dumb you don't even know that what you call a good time is the end of your damnable life. But you got to get it right. You love your children? You's a liar. If you loved your children, then you get yourself right so they can be right. This world that you live in is a false world built on sport and play. They don't want you in pursuits of things that will really challenge them. You can run that football. You can pass that basketball. You can hit that tennis ball. But that don't change worlds. That don't bring down power. That don't do a damn thing except enrich your individual lives and give people something to say, wow. Going to the house first or to the apartment?
To the apartment.
So you better wake up and stop playing with yourself. It is your duty to seek truth. It's your duty. And once you find it, you got a responsibility to the truth. Not to take the light that you found and hide it under a bushel basket. That ain't your duty. You're unworthy of the truth. You want to take it and hide it. You got to teach it. You got to tell it. What Dr. King said, tell it from the mountaintop. We have a responsibility to the truth. We have a responsibility to our people whom we say we love. Oh, I love black people. I love black people. But you ain't willing to teach black people the truth. Well, they don't want to hear it. But they gotta hear it. They gotta hear it. They gotta know it. Because we're living in the change of worlds. And if you're doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, then your death is on time. I'm gonna say it again. If you're doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, then your death is on time. And you better wake up to that reality. Because you out here doing your dumb stuff, you don't challenge the enemy for power. That ain't creating your own world. He used you as a perfect tool to create heaven on earth for him. Don't you understand? The white man's heaven is the black man's hell. You get up every day, go cry, go hit the clock, boop, 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 boop. For who? For who? Who world are you building? Well, you say, well, hell, we getting paid. Well, he should give you something. Because you ain't building your world. You ain't building your reality. You're building his world and his reality. Taking all your intellectual property that you see, you working and you see, well, damn, this could go better if we do this. And you make that suggestion. Oh, yeah, thank you for your suggestion. And they adopt it and use it to keep them in power. But what about what you want? What about your world? What about bringing your thoughts into existence? What about your children? What about the legacy that you're going to leave your children? Or you're going to leave them the legacy of cowardice because you're afraid of the enemy. But you sit your little punk ass up in church, up in the mosque, and say you love God. You's a liar. You's a coward. You's a coward. God hates cowards. He can't use a coward. You want to go out here and say, I want to make a reality that's good for all people. What? Don't the Chinese got a better reality than you? I had a conversation one day with a Chinese woman, a white woman, an Indian woman, and I asked them, I said, are you a strong woman? And she said, what do you mean? This me and the Chinese lady first. I said, are you a strong woman? What do you mean? You know, have you heard the saying, a strong black woman? And she said, yeah, I'm a strong woman. I'm in America. I ain't got a choice because my husband is out here making a way for us in business. So I gotta be strong for him to make sure that he's able to go and do what he gotta do because the white man don't like us either. So I gotta be strong. Ain't nothing wrong with being strong. My husband is strong because he fights the enemy every day. Now this the Chinese woman talking to me. Now I understand what she's saying because I'm a strong man. And I understand what I'm doing is to fight the enemy. So I gotta be strong. So my woman gotta be strong. God can't give me no weak woman. What the hell am I gonna do with a weak woman? If I can't make her strong, she's unfit for me. Because I'm born to challenge. I'm born to destroy. And I'm born to build. So I gotta have a strong woman. Because the weak woman will say, no, don't do that. They not gonna like it. They gonna come for us. A weak woman will be trying to talk you out of it. But a strong woman say, to hell, let's get it. Let's do it. Let's push it. The Chinese woman said, and even if we was in China, I still gotta be strong. Because our government does not respect weakness. So she gotta be strong in China. She gotta be strong in America. I asked the white woman, are you strong? Of course she says, yes, of course I am. I have to be. We gotta be strong to protect what we got. And when my man gets weak, I gotta be able to motivate him to go out there and do what need to be done. I said, would you motivate him to do something that's immoral? She looked at me, laughed, and said, in business, there's nothing immoral. We're capitalists. Morality doesn't play a part in capitalists. And I'm sorry, but this is the problem that you and your people suffer. Y'all have a moral code that stops you from doing what need to be done. Y'all would save our life when you should killed us. But we ain't gonna save yours. If it's more expedient for us, for you to die so that we can live, so that we can rule, then history will do right by telling you you dead. Now, I didn't get upset because I knew she was being truthful. And I can appreciate her being truthful. So then that's why exactly I told her, that's exactly your right. See, I know you my enemy. You ain't my friend. You don't trick me with your niceness, playing friendly to make me think you my friend. I know you my enemy. That's why I pray for your death every day. I celebrate your death daily. When the fires was coming in California and burning them damn crackers out, I was praising God. I was praising God. Now some of you may think, oh, Brother Muhammad, you shouldn't say that. Oh, you better. Because if you read the Bible, you understand where they praised God for the killing of their enemies. Where they started to shouting for the killing of their enemies. You want something to shout for? You shout that the God is killing your enemies. Killing his enemies. See, some of you are afraid to think that the God that we serve is a killer God. But he is. What was that? The prophet Samuel took a message to David, I believe, and it was like God said, kill them all. Don't spare none. Kill the women, kill the men, kill the babies, kill the elderly, kill them all. Even kill their animals. Now that's our God. Kill them all. Don't leave none. Not even if it's a brand new newborn baby. Kill it. Kill it. The God we serve. Kill them all. You waiting on Jesus' return? What did Jesus say? He said, think not I come to bring peace. Meaning, I ain't coming to bring peace. He said, I'm going to say the difference between the mama and the daughter, the daddy and the son, the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law. I'm bringing division. I'm bringing a sword and it's dripping with blood. This is Jesus. I'm just quoting the book. Why you don't know that the book say that? Because you don't want to read. You don't want to understand what you read. See, you better that's why Jesus said, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I know you not. I don't know you. See, you want to be this love everybody. But even the God don't love everybody. And this is something that you better realize and wake up to the understanding. Your enemy does not love you. Your enemy does not like you. But your enemy enjoys using you. using you. You American citizen? I'm an American citizen. Really? Really? Do you enjoy the rights and privileges like your counterpart, your white counterpart? If you don't, there's a problem. A friend of mine back in Jackson, Tennessee, elder, and we were in a meeting and he was talking, and he was a retired sheriff. And he said, you know, I took my daughter to go get a car the other day, and the kind of car she wanted to get, I told her, don't get it. Not that kind. Because you will be consistently pulled over. Because you're driving that kind of car and you're black. Well, if you got the money for the kind of car that you like and you can afford, but you can't buy it because the color of your skin and the police will harass you, then you don't share the same privileges and rights of your counterpart because they ain't got to go through that. But that's the reality of black life. Now the question is, do you have the strength to change that reality and make it right? That means, what does make it right mean? It means you got to begin to learn the truth. And then you got to go to war with the enemy. See, the war is taking place every day. It's taking place. The war right now is the war of who's going to control your mind. Who's controlling your mind? Who do you have on the throne in your dome? Is Satan ruling or is God ruling? You know, some of us who say that we're God loving and God fearing and God believing, and when we walk out that door of our house and how we're dressed, that lets you know right then and there who's ruling in that dome, whether Satan got you or whether the God got you. When they see you in the store and you buying what you buy, that's the indicator of what's ruling in your dome, whether Satan got you or God got you. See, there's a requirement that if you're going to be one of God's children, there's a requirement. They say that the wages of sin is death. Wages. That means that's something you got to work for. You got to work sin in order to get paid your death. But the God comes and says what? Choose life. Choose life so that you may live. Choose life so that your seed may live. Choose life. When springtime comes, that's when you start telling people Happy New Year. Start calling them in the spring. Make it a statement today that from this day forward, when spring comes, that's when I'll say Happy New Year. And let people wonder, like, what the hell are you talking about? It's the spring. This is a good time to teach them that the Gregorian calendar that you've been going by is wrong. Winter is never the new year. Winter is death. Spring, new life, new year. Start in the first of spring. Start telling them Happy New Year. Start doing that. So they can wonder, well, what are you talking about? And that gives you a perfect opportunity to start teaching them why this is the new year. Make that pledge that that's what you're going to do this day. Something just that small. Because Black First, we got to take territory. You see, in the House of Representatives, that big old division, because they're fighting back and forth of who gonna be the majority leader. Because they had enough of the BS. So those Republicans have started a civil war amongst themselves. And when we get into political offices, it's a civil war. Because we want our way, which is Black First. And we're not compromising with nobody. It's just that simple. So do your duty. Let's get ready. Let's be prepared to live a life of truth. To be able to stand on the truth. And not worry about, man, this look crazy. Don't worry about it. Because it's the truth. Of course it looks crazy. You ever wonder why a lot of these comedians that are really funny, why they're so successful? It's because they're telling the truth. My Uncle Curtis told me that one day. We was riding in the car, me, him, and my dad. And a comedian was on. It was around a Million Man March time on the radio. And we were just laughing. And my Uncle Curtis said, you know why it's so funny? Because he's telling the truth. Now I'm a youngster and I'm thinking like, wow. I was young, I wasn't old. But I felt like, wow. It's the truth. But it's funny. Because you ain't got the courage to do nothing about it. You ain't got the courage to do nothing about it. See, when you go get a picket sign and you go picket, you ain't doing nothing about nothing. You ain't doing nothing. Who told you that was the right way to voice your grievance? Who told you that? Who told you that's the way to get stuff done? The government. You got a right to protest. You can do it this way, but you can't do it no other way. Well, if they told you how to protest them, and you've been protesting ever since they said, okay, Negro, you can go out and protest. What was the issues in 1930? Jobs and justice. What was the issue in 1920? Jobs and justice. What was the issue in 1910? Jobs and justice. What was the issue in 1865 when you were freed from physical slavery? Jobs and justice. And we're in 2023, according to Gregorian calendar, which we're really in 2035, 2038, think 2035. And what's the issue? Jobs and justice. So damn, your protesting is not working. Your protesting doesn't do a damn thing. Now think about this. when they got fed up with the king over there in Europe and Britain, did you see them? Did you read that they went and got a sign and said, do right by me, and start picketing the castle that the king lived in? No, they didn't see them do that. What you see them do? What did you read that they did? You read Boston Tea Party. They came on the boats throwing stuff out, being rebellious, being destroying property. Then they met up, they had a meeting, and they said, look here, we don't like what King George is doing over there, and he gonna do it to us over here. So we gotta change. They said, okay, well, we gonna be free. We determined we gonna be free. So they sat down and wrote up their document, their Declaration of Independence, and said, these are the reasons that we're pissed off with the king and that we're taking authority. We're taking authority from the king and giving it to ourselves because of these reasons. Now, when you read that and you think about your life, black life, ask yourself, do you got representation? You getting taxed without representation? You ask yourself, are you suffering from the same grievances that the founders of this country were suffering from under the king? That's why in the Constitution, it's either the Constitution or I think it's the Declaration of Independence, where it states, and I'm not giving you the exact wordage, but I'm giving you the summation of it, that when the American government becomes corrupt, it is the job of the American people to overthrow it and start a new government. It's in there. It says it very clearly. The question is, do you have the gall to do it? Do you have the will to say, not today? You don't have no authority over me. Not today. That's what time we're really in. You don't have no right to let this cracker rule you. You don't have a right. He's not your ruler. They're not your God. Even though they made Jesus white so that you can worship white. Let me tell you, I'm going to say this and I'm going to end it. When I was in high school, and our librarian was an old white lady, and I thought at that time that she was my friend. And we were in the line checking out books, and I told my black friend, I said, you know Jesus is black, don't you? And I don't know what made me say it, but that's what I said. You know Jesus is black, don't you? The librarian gave me a look and she said to my face, you make me nervous. You make me nervous. And I said, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I'm apologizing to the enemy because I didn't know she was the enemy. But she told her truth that I made her nervous. Why did I make her nervous? Because she knew I was tearing down the basis of their power, the basis of their authority. that God is not white. The Son of God is not white. God is black. And she said, I make her nervous. Because as a boy, I was bold enough to tell it. And bold enough to tell it in the public. And she understood that if that truth became real, it became known, and people began to eat of it, then that means that the control that she thought that her babies, her grandbabies will have on our people was broken. You're not going to have your fake white supremacy any longer. It's broken. Because the black God, the only God, the real God, is on scene today. Satan was given 6,000 years to rule, and his rulership is over. That's why he had to destroy, he had to mess up time. Why do you think in America they got this time going forward and time going backward? And then you learn, oh shucks, this not a worldwide thing. This is an American thing. This is a made up thing. Messing with the time to deceive you so you don't know the time and what must be done. You'll be in the present doing things in the past and not understanding why you're destroyed. Because you're not in sync with the rhythm of time. You're not in sync. You're not in harmony with the God. You still dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight. But we got to get in step with our God. We got to get on time. Because time is God's currency. And it's our time now. And we got to live it. And be unafraid to be your authentic, your beautiful, your black self. Because when you look at yourself, you should see God. You should see God. Because you was made in his image and his likeness. What Solomon say? Solomon said, I am black, but comely. What does comely mean? Handsome. I'm black and handsome. I'm black and beautiful, baby. You are the Creator's nation. There is no people on the planet that's better than you. I'm just keep it 1,000. There isn't any. There isn't any. God never meant for you to be integrated. Well, show me where God taught you to be integrated. The Bible don't say integrate with Satan. It says come out of her, my people. Now, if you ain't God's people, stay. But if you God's people, he never intended for you to integrate. What is America? Where is America in the Bible? Huh? Where's America in the Bible? It's called Mystery Babylon. That's what America is. America is that Mystery Babylon. The only power in town. We're going to deal with it. We're going to go over it. We're going to teach about it. Because you need to know and see what America really is. Where she is in Scripture. And how to survive the war of Armageddon. We're going to break it all down. We ain't holding nothing back. We gonna go forward. Because you gotta wake up. So you take this message. You make your commitment that when springtime comes, start sending your texts and your phone call, Happy New Year. Because this is the new year. The dead of winter is never the new year. Never. But they lied to you. They tricked you. And they keep on tricking you. But the trick is up. It is meant for you to have the truth. It is meant for you to live in truth. And we're not going to compromise. There's no compromising. We got to be what we were born to be. Our God knew us before we were born. He crowned us with royalty before we even knew anything about it. And it's time now to wake up and accept your assignment. So as I always say, you kill the nigga in you, I'm going to kill the nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black First. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Love you, family. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom.